Okay, so as bruh. Okay, so as I was editing, I realized I may have not made myself clear, but this is Ruse 2 build Garf cat white cat. Okay, this is not my build. Warning, this is Rue 2's build. His POV are in the description.
Hey yo, not officially done with the league, but chasing challenges now. Probably gonna get 30 out of 40. League started Lightning Arrow Deadeye. Pretty good progression. Been a while since I played a Ranger though, so I spent a little bit more time on that than I should have. And then I started farming currency with Harvest. Did that for a bit on Lightning Arrow. Saw Root2's POB for Poison Penance Pathfinder. Switched to that. Farm Harvest for a bit more. 8 to 10 divines an hour, a little bit more now because juice is more expensive. Then switch to essence for like 15 divines an hour, super good. With lucky drops you can even get more. And then saw the endgame POB for the poison penance, so save up a lot of currency, switch to that. Upgraded everything until I got to where I am now with the build, which I'm pretty happy with. Other than that, the league mechanic itself, super fun, super cool, super difficult. If you get like a lot to choose. This is a Nico memory of Tormented Souls. The Ghosted monster combined with like certain Arch Nemesis modifiers and the Juice and Delirium, like oh my god, fighting Omni and Kosis in these memories are crazy. But yeah, the amount of loot is crazy good. Super nice to like as a casual player be able to experience MF loot without actually having to MF. Super fun league mechanic, super fun league. Yeah, I'm actually super happy with my build. A lot of cool farming strategy this league too. So there'll be the POB after this, and then an Uber Shaper and Uber Exarch kill, and a little Gamba at the end. So have fun. Okay, speedrunning POB. Warning, warning. This build's not a beginner's build. It's not hard, it's not difficult, but it's not easy to put together either. There are a few important things. If you haven't seen Route 2 going over the original version of this build, you can watch that instead. That explained the basics of it. For this version particularly though, you just need to worry about capping your poison chance with a Circle of Nostalgia, Hero of Agony buff, and making sure your shift is 100% through Dawnbreaker, Lightning Coil, Helmet, Watcher's Eye, right? Make sure those values just add up to 100. You can distribute those values however you want. Other than that, a +1 +2 here is important, or else you have to get an Enlightened 4. You can get a you don't need the +1 max stress here. Double corrupt. This is really expensive. Um, Other important thing is the brutal restraint. This exact brutal restraint is not needed if you have a mage blood because it's giving you 2 flash charges gain. Uh, the only thing you need on this brutal restraint is the effective non-curse aura, and getting 2 of them get you an extra percent on your max stress, right? So that's the only important thing here because this exact one is really, really expensive. However, this exact one is really good if you don't have a mage blood, except a mage blood might be cheaper than this. The other thing here is the that we was taking with 15%, basically a perfect roll for what you're trying to get. You're trying to get 15 and free, right? The other two mod can, I mean, obviously it can be better, but then you're paying like 5 mirrors for this one jewel, right? So all you need is, well, you don't need both of these, but I think the most important thing here is the 3% increased poison duration mod. The magic utility flask is good, but it can be replaced with like Cooling Strike, Effective Wither, Frenzy on Hit, other stuff, right? This specific one currently, I know I have one. I mean, obviously, there was one other one on the market with this exact roll 15 free for a mirror. I think there's a few more non-perfect ones, so like 14, 13, like 14 free, 13 free for 200, 400 divines. Other than that, make sure you are able to solve your attributes through your cluster jewels. Currently, I'm using an Onyx Amulet. If I were to upgrade this build further, which is not that big of an upgrade, um, you can absolutely go for something like this for like 300 more divines. Except you just have to change up your cluster jewel a little bit because then I would lose out the on my max attributes here, or you just get your attributes like somewhere else, maybe on your jewel, maybe on whatever. Make sure you get CB immunity. If you're able to get bleed immunity somewhere, then you don't have to use steel skin. Some things you can change around on a tree. If you don't think you need this much damage, go for more survivability. Right, right. You can go for this extra flash effect if you level 100. You can also go for this uh 10% increased movement speed. If you somehow don't take damage that often, you can go for remove bleeding here. You can go for phasing here. You can go for prevent plus free suppress spell damage. I'm not running perfect charms either. My charms are literally just one mod, 15% magic utility flash effect. The other mod you could go for is what Root 2 did. Pretty much this mod right here, this except when you have max energy shield and then you just grab Ghost Dance, right? And then you're a lot more tanky. You can go for recover life on kill. You can go for a bunch of stuff. Just make sure it's a suffix, right? Um, again, there's like two more notes here if you don't think you need as much damage, and then you could drop that for I don't know more tank and more survivability somewhere, right? So you can play around with the tree for a little bit. It's just a neat stuff for the cluster jewel, the flash stuff, the brutally strength stuff over here, aura, the jewel sockets, life, suppress, and the recover mana cost of skill, right? Um, Other than that, you can play around with some damage note. Oh yeah, and this is really important, right? But yeah, not too difficult to put together. Of course, you don't need any of these. Well, wait, you don't need all of these to like put this together, right? You can play. You don't have to play with 100% shift. You don't have to play with a mage blood. You don't have to play with a balance of terror if you use the Zibako jewel or yeah, the glorious vanity with the wither stuff. You don't have to play with the that with its taken like, but that's up to you figuring out the solutions. Like I'm sure I can make a budget build. I mean, I switched to a budget version of this by switching out stuff on my own, but I currently don't have that POB. Um, but just play around with the items if you think there are certain item you can't afford, a certain item that doesn't exist, like this one. This probably doesn't exist. Um, so just play around with items, play around with your tree a bit to like fix whatever items you don't have, or compensate with your charms or whatever, and then should be all good to go.